Hey guys, such a warmonger here, and you're watching 3 versus 3 Kingdom of Heaven, an attackers versus defenders game. And over here in player 1 blue, we've got Obelix playing as the Saracens. Player 2 Cyan, we've got Dominik playing as the Berbers. Player 3 No Green as the Persians. So the attackers are the Ayyubids. Over on the defender's side, we've got myself, such a warmonger, in gray, playing as a Sicilians. Beefcake, I know it says Olivier Santal, but he's Beefcake, playing as the Franks, the French. And then player 6, red, we've got Alpha Dominant Muscular Male as the English. Okay, so anyway, it looks like the attackers are deciding to spread out on the western front. No building, setting up on the northwest side. Obelix kind of doing the same actually. And Dominik establishing himself also there. So that's an interesting strat right off the bat. I mean, they did not spawn here, because it is possible to spawn here. But they are deciding to just spend some time relocating. Alright. On the top right of the screen, you can see that both sides start with 100% morale. And there's a time left. You can see it just changed there. There's only 45 minutes for the attackers to try to bring defender morale down to 0. The defenders have to last for 45 minutes or bring attacker morale down to 0. The time of day is important because at 9 p.m. It becomes nighttime and you cannot see your allies at nighttime. And the vision of your units is reduced. So, for example, this Scout Cavalry has 20 line of sight. You can see how far it can see. At nighttime, it's only like up to here. So it's much smaller. So communication becomes way more important at nighttime. Now let's go to Capture Age just to show you the whole map. So this is the whole map. So how are the attackers supposed to bring down defender morale? The way they do that is by capturing points. You know, there a little bit of morale is lost or gained by fighting and getting good kill death ratios, but ultimately the best way is to capture points. So the 4 most important points are here: the Dome of the Rock and the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. So these two, if you capture each one, that's minus 15% morale for the defenders, and then a slow morale bleed, which stacks. So if you capture 2 of these two, that morale bleed stacks. And then the other 2 are the Al-Aqsa Mosque over here and the Tower of David over here. So every capture point is marked by flags. And the flag colors change when they're captured. Now these 2 are very important points because when the defenders lose these points, the Tower of David, this one, or the Al-Aqsa Mosque, I mean, these are their main production buildings. So these barracks are stacked and these archer ranges are stacked. It's the same thing with Tower of David. Barracks are stacked, 6. Archer range is stacked, 6. And then over here in the Tower of David, you have your second best units that can be made at the elite quarters. And then here in the Al-Aqsa Mosque, you have your best units made at the command quarters. Looks like a stable. So this one looks like a caravanserai. On top of that, these 2 points are only 2 out of 3 resource points for the defenders. So there's 3. There's this one, Tower of David, Syrian Exchange, this one. So this area is capturable as well. And then the Al-Aqsa Mosque is capturable. So those are 3 resource points. So the defenders gain food and gold by holding on to each one. So if you lose one, that's a third of your resource income gone. As well, they're also similar to the other points where they have minus 15% morale instantly with a slow morale bleed. So you can see that the attackers have established their camps over on the northwest. I think it's interesting that they decided to relocate so far away. Not sure what the strategy is there. I can't really think of why they would do that. I know why they would do it all together. They want to be able to mutually support each other. So Dominik can easily protect Obelix or protect No. And then No can protect Dominik. And Obelix can protect Dominik as well. So they're mutually supporting camps. This is telling me that they're going to focus over where, if you follow my cursor, just around here is the way they're setting up their camps. You can also capture other points, so even if they don't have morale bleed, like the Syrian Exchange does not have morale bleed, but it is 10% morale damage. And it gives, if you lose that, you lose access to your defender markets. And the Syrian Exchange can actually train units, but they're usually like weaker units like horse archers or light cavalry. For the English, they can train like their Hashashin Fidai, which look like ninjas, and those can see at night. Those are useful. But yeah, this is another 10% morale point to capture. This is Tancred's Tower, and which is already under siege. So you want to protect that. Smaller points are like the postern. So this is 3% morale damage. This is 5% morale damage. Each gate is 5% morale. That's an outer gate, except for the Temple Mount. Like these are like 3% each. So now Tancred's Tower is really being besieged now, because No has decided to set up these trebuchets surrounded by palisade walls, which is very clever. It makes it harder for archers to shoot inside of them and hit them, because the way projectiles work here is if your unit is behind something or beside something, chances are depending on the type of building, the projectile can possibly hit that before it hits the target. So like if this trebuchet was behind this tree and it was under attack by arrows from this side over here, then it'll hit the tree before it hits the trebuchet. That kind of thing. Same thing if these archers are right behind the wall and then they're under attack from this side, the ones closest to the wall might not be hit by those arrows because they're being protected. And all projectiles in the whole game are inaccurate. So you can see like that shot missed. But whatever it hits will be affected. So if the trebuchet missed and hit this thing, it will hit that. It's the same thing with arrows. They're inaccurate. But they have like a dispersion range of about... If you looked at a box, it would be like... If you follow my cursor... The archer dispersion rate is like 0.5, which means like a box about this big. So missed shots will land in a box that big. Remember, any missed shots that hit something will actually affect it. But here I come. I'm starting to raid the Obelix. And actually, let's go into in-game. Because this is what Obelix sees. It just turned into nighttime, and I decided that's the best time to raid, because Obelix can't see anything, and he's being raided. Dominik sort of knows this is happening because the general can actually see at night as well. It's very important to keep your general alive for that reason. It makes the generals very useful. Generals are basically reskinned elite centurions. So specific units have a faster attack speed for them. So I back off over here because I can see that Dominik is trying to help protect Obelix, who's still trying to get his camp set up. You can see that they're trying to protect their important tents. Because if you lose a supply depot, it'll respawn like a minute and a half later or something like that. And as every single tick that you don't have a supply depot up is -1 food. That's why you would want to keep your supply depots protected. So each minute in real life is 1 hour in the game, so 5 a.m. is when the dawn comes back and the sun rises and you can see your allies again. That makes it a little hard for the for both sides. So Noah's already trying to start ramming this tower. Now, battering rams are best against low walls and gates. They can be used against towers, but you can see the rate of damage they're doing is not as great. It's not as good. We got a little pike engagement here, 15 on 8. Dominik doesn't even know these guys are here, and here I start attacking him. I think Dominik was shocked to see that I'm protecting some of my stone. You see, at nighttime you really don't know what's going on. Dominik knows he's being chased by the group here, but it's such little line of sight that he doesn't see that. Oh, we actually passed each other. Oh, here he goes. Interesting. Let's see if I pull my my villager out in time. And I do. So Dominik, oh, he sees the villager and now he knows that he's gonna try to kill it. You can see that these spearmen have 1 range, so they're actually pretty decent at raiding. Mission accomplished for them. It's annoying. I have to send another villager out all the way back from the main camp. Dominik continued to try to harass these stone piles because they know that I want to repair a lot of things. Because I'm being raided. We're being besieged. Now you are going to want to keep your units in spread formation. So remember when I talked about the inaccuracy of units? The spread, the staggered formation helps with not losing too many. So here I am trying to harass the trebuchets as best as I can. Unfortunately, Turkopol horse archers not as good. Their rate of fire is not as fast, so they're not as good as at harassing trebuchets. They just have like a bonus attack versus spearmen. That's their main thing. Dominik is still trying to harass the stone piles over here, but I'm able to take them out. You see, I'm moving around with my general because I do want to see at night. There he is, Bohemond. Now, Dominik did create a base at his starting point. So these Ajnat, they are, I actually had to nerf them. And it's because of this game, and you'll see why. So in the newer version, as of like version 9.9, their health is lowered to 30 HP. But at the same time, their cost is lowered from 24 food to 20 food. So, but they do take half pop, and that's their main strength, and only the Berbers can make them. Player 5's or general has been killed. I don't know why or where that happened. Honestly, I don't. I'm looking for a dead body. But I know Beefcake was using his general to run around at nighttime to try to scout. And that is the big danger. Your general is not that fast. He's not a 1.6 speed unit. If I remember correctly, he's definitely not the fastest unit. So you have to definitely be careful using him to scout around at nighttime. But anyway, dawn's approaching. Unfortunately for me, because I am trying to raid Obelix. And you can see that I'm killing his tents. And I simply back off, but dawn is approaching. So like I'm able to back off easily. But not for long, because once dawn approaches, it's harder. It's obviously harder because like everyone can see more, so it's harder to raid. But here I come in with a force to try to just reduce the number of tents over here. I don't really want Obelix having free reign to just pump out as many units as he wants. But here, the sun has risen, and now the vision is much higher. See, Dominik is forced to send some units to help. Got a big engagement over here. But Obelix is doing the right thing. He's trying to harass my horse archers because he knows that these horse archers are the ones that can possibly kill the important buildings like the command tents. I'm actually gunning for his villagers first, because I know they're the ones that can repair the tents. But I see that he's not really worried about that, so then I just start attacking the command tent. So this is my harassment attempt. See there, they have a painfully slow like attack speed of 7, reload time. And I just have to pull out. Now here's a wonderful Age of Empire pathing. Like units just being done. Look at these guys. What are they doing? I don't know. I lose a lot of horse archers here because of Age of Empires pathing. Yeah, and that's just something you have to be wary of now. You have to be aware of that. That your units won't do what you want them to do, so you have to take that into account. Beefcake is sending a force to try to reinforce of spearmen. Looks like I had one knight caught off guard, cut out in the open. That's a little painful. But you've got no killing repairmen. That's why I keep my repair units behind, because the bigger the building, the easier it is to hide from projectiles. So I'm over on this side, so I'm protected from anything coming from this side. Well, you have Dominik. He sent over a siege tower to send some harassing units. Maybe he's trying to get to redirect some of our forces down here. Alpha Dominant Muscular Male is a newer player, so I don't think he realizes the concept of like defending one point. Because if you look around the city, well, here's another big engagement from Beefcake. He's not really fighting. There's a mistake. Just fight, just fight, just fight. There you go. And here I come in to try to help kill another villager, and I want to take out the command tent. I'm annoyed that these guys are on idle right here, the Gulam horse archers, because they are better than Turkopol horse archers. I mean, this has 30 HP, this has 40, and it can block one shot. Not only that, No is sending his own even faster Ghazi horse archers. These are scary. because they actually fire two projectiles at the same time. This is a big engagement, but here I am, trying to finish the job I started, trying to take out the command tent. I'm working on it. I've got some Mamluks here. These are very good at killing cavalry. These are so scary. Because they get +6 attack versus cavalry. So it's like 12. So even if your Hospitaller Knight has 4 armor, like they still do 8 damage per hit. Just like the Spearmen, they have 1 range. Even more reinforcements are coming in. I mean, just look at this. This is so sad. I just want to finish this. I really do. I just want to finish this command tent off. And I finally do. And now it's time to pull back. Once again, the pathing is making me lose a few extra units, which is so irritating, but at least Bohemond is still alive. Here comes Noah trying to predict where my units are going to be, because every ranged unit has attack ground. And that's how you can potentially deal with faster moving units. He's trying to get Bohemond, but at least he can block 6 or 5 ranged attacks. He finally takes some damage, though. I am forced to pull back right into the city. You can see with the inaccuracy, with the spread of attack, that the arrows really do behave more realistically. But here comes Alpha Dominant Muscular Male, trying to see what he can do about these Trebuchets, because they're really starting to become a problem. We should be repairing more of these. Dominik has his spy over here on the Tower of David side. Let's see what he can see. Yeah, this is what he can see. Super irritating. Dominik is building a worrisome amount of Trebuchets. Alpha Dominant Muscular Male is doing a terrible... Well, he's a new player, so he doesn't know that you don't need these guys here. You don't need these guys here. You don't need these guys here. He's just protecting every single point of the city that he can. I mean, it's tragic, really. Because these guys can be in the front. His general's right here. He's got, like, archers all along the wall. So here I am, oh no, what happened to my villagers? My villagers died, so this is getting dangerously low. Okay. What's this guy doing? So I've rerouted my cavalry to the south with some infantry to support. What I probably should have done was move forward with this infantry over here along with my cavalry so I can take some of these Trebuchets out, because there's just too many. They're really taking down Tower of David postern. And you've got Alpha Dominant Muscular Male raiding a few wood-cutting villagers. It's only good if he keeps this group alive, because as a defender you have fewer resources. But one of the Tower of David posterns finally goes down, fortunately. You know what? Something that I should say is that if the defenders are at 6,000 food, the defenders need to go out and attack. Because you can't be sitting on 6,000 food and not using your food, because that's a pop cap. Oh no, I'm losing a lot of horse archers here. Oh my god, that's how. So camel archers rained a shower of arrows right here and my general died. RIP. Okay, so something I will talk about is remember that moment where we had like I probably should have asked for food, to be honest, because I was using my food. Because I know about the rule of trying to keep a healthy army. If you're at 6,000 food or really high food, you should be going out and trying to trade. Even just a little bit, maybe just 500 worth of food to just make sure that you're constantly generating food. So maybe what I should have been doing was like sending out infantry archers to try to like, and some cheap infantry to try to just sacrifice ourselves. Try to take some of these trebuchets out, because it would be worth it. It's worth it. Because right now it's gonna be at a like ridiculous 12 trebuchets, which is really starting to like very easily destroy these points. But Tancred's tower finally went down. Beefcake has kind of a good strat. Kind of, I don't know, because this is 60 food every time they do this. But this siege line has really done a number on my front over on the northwest. And another tower of David Posner has been destroyed. So now there's 2 entrances right here, even without siege towers. Here I am, finally trying to take a trebuchet down. But we got a massive flank of spearmen coming on the right. I'm very annoyed because he's got so many villagers ready to repair. So this isn't really doing much. So I have to actually start targeting villagers, which gives his spearmen more time to come and save the day. Which is effectively what happens. And now Alpha Dominant Muscular Male is leaving his knights to die. Unfortunately. Oh my god, this shower of arrows is so scary. Now look at all of these trebuchets. The damage they're doing is insane. 12 trebuchets. Trying to take one out. Just trying my best. Ugh. Maybe one more volley would have taken it out. Unfortunately, they took another tower down. But here comes No. Really starting to push in. I got my sergeants running around. In retrospect, if I'm not fighting a lot of armored enemies, the power of the Sicilians is not only their they can make any kind of medium cavalry they want. But they also have armor-piercing sergeants. So what I probably should have made is just more levies. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't have picked Sicilians, basically, if I knew I was going against Berbers and Turks. Should have picked something else, because 5 damage is not that much. Like, I don't need to pierce any armor if their armor is so low at 0 already. I mean, these trebuchets are really ruining my day. And here comes a whole bunch of siege towers from Obelix. Unfortunately for him, he is dropping over the low walls instead of just breaking them and then dropping them over here. That's how... You shouldn't be using your siege towers to drop the low walls, because, like, just break them with a battering ram, like what he's doing now. Use your siege towers over here. That would have been like a devastating attack from him if he was able to do it properly. But now all of these ranged units are just doing a number. So let's look at the kill-death ratio. All of these ranged units they're a huge problem. I mean, we should be targeting his archers. We should be targeting his horse archers. Because they are gonna whittle, even though we can block shots, like each knight can block 3 shots. If you have this many ranged units pouring in fire, like eventually we're gonna lose everything. And now Dominik has relocated his trebuchets to target the Tower of David. Now it's nighttime. It's 9 p.m. So allies can't see each other. Fortunately for us, we're still trying to plug the gaps in. There's like smaller gap here and a small gap here. Those are the only 2 main gaps that have happened, but somehow Obelix was able to sneak in his cavalry. But fortunately for us, there's only 13. You need 15 to capture a point. And also Beefcake. I don't know if his units are on no attack stance, but they're not fighting. I am forced to send my own cavalry here to see what I can do to shore up defenses, because I can't see what's happening. So if Beefcake will attack this, yeah, this is a good move. He should be attacking these. Unfortunately, there are Mamluks here, and if you remember, Mamluks are very good against cavalry. Even elite cavalry. He's bringing down the number of horse archers, which is a good thing. Look at all these archers, like, targeting our own archers and crossbowmen. I'm doing my best to try to... Well, I did my best. I think my villagers died. But, like, Dominik is really targeting the Tower of David keep. The Tower of David, basically. Here comes Beefcake. Let's see what he sees, actually. I'm very curious. This is what Beefcake... Oh my god! That was a huge shot. This is where you should be using attack ground. I mean, the attackers have the advantage because they're pouring in. They can just attack ground. Look what he's doing. He's attack grounding this area. He's creating a shower of arrows that will, like, hit anything in that box. But now I'm telling Beefcake to attack this because there is a battering ram that's just hitting it for free. I come in with my horse archers, but then I didn't realize that Obelix actually has heavy cavalry here. So from Obelix's point of view, his men are being attacked from the back. And he shoos me away. This gate looks like it's gonna go down. And it does. And now it's starting to pour in with his infantry. We don't have enough heavy and elite infantry. Like, Alpha Dominant Muscular Male is starting to send some of his forces from other parts of the city, thankfully. But he still has straggler units all over the place. Like here. Here. That's a big problem. Finally send men out to clear this area. But apparently the Tower of David Keep was finally destroyed. And that triggers an attack from Dominik. He has the sea of cheap infantry coming in to try to take out the Tower of David. I don't know what these guys are doing. Why are they pulling back? But the right-click move to go inside directly was a very good call. So now there's a big fight for the Tower of David. And there's only 8 minutes left. You can even got the Trebuchets just attack grounding certain areas. That's interesting. There's fighting all over the city now. Obelix's heavy cavalry are facing my heavy and medium cavalry, and it's unfortunate. Trying to send some spearmen to reinforce, though. But like small groups of infantry are capturing different areas of the city. There's a whole lot of Hashashin Fedai, so you can see that compared to all other units, these guys can see pretty well at night. So look at their vision range. These guys can take... Actually, these can do well against this group, I think. Meanwhile, No is starting to penetrate into the Church of the Holy Sepulchre itself, and this is a huge problem. I built my healers from this Church of the Holy Sepulchre because from the main monuments, the top three, the Dome of the Rock, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and the Al-Aqsa Mosque, they can all make healing units. If you control them, because they're monuments. But the Church of the Holy Sepulchre is in danger of falling. The Tower of David is in danger of falling. And you've still got small groups of men just running around. I'm trying to recapture it with my own cavalry, though. Right here. But the church is really in danger of falling. And so is the Tower of David. This is just really hard to hold on. Because they already captured David's Gate. And they're still taking even more towers down. So our morale is at 36, but if we lose both points, that's it. There's only one swordsman. There's literally one swordsman, and they took it. They took the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Now, if this falls, that's minus 15% morale. That's it. We're at 16 already. It's dropping. There's a few knights here and there. But look at this. You got Alpha Dominant Muscular Males still having a few straggler units here and there. Archers. Crosswomen and archers. And that's it. The Tower of David has fallen. 5 minutes left in the game. That's not super close, that's just close. Oh my gosh. Let's look at the stats. No. Very good kill death ratio. I've got a fairly decent one. But yeah, it's a big problem. Yeah, Noah did really well in that match. What the attackers did well was they just protected their trebuchets and they were patient. They didn't really go in. I'm not sure if they were too patient where they were sitting at max food, but they were definitely patient. Just look at this. Just how do you even deal with this? This is actually why I increased the stone cost from 150 to 175, and I might do it again. I might increase it to 200, but we'll see. We need a few more games before I do that. Because it's, you know, I just wanted to tweak it to where it's as close as possible and balanced to where you have like a few ticks left between victory and defeat. That's the objective as a map maker. But yeah, this is an okay game. It's like a close game, but I did like the number of siege towers made. Unfortunately, what's going on here? It was just, you know, they just dropped in the low wall, which is like the wrong place to drop. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.